real value of each deed, and deed means any deed of the physical body given to man, and as well as the activity of the mind, i.e. the various faculties he has been endowed with. Every action, physical and mental, will be weighed, viz. the motives, passions, thoughts, imagination, feelings, aspirations, love, hatred, the degree of faith in God, and the extent of the disbelief in him, and the attitudes, etc. And whosoever's measure of his good deeds will exceed the measure of his evils, will receive the blissful life with which he will naturally be pleased. Verse 8-9. And whosoever's evils will exceed his good deeds will be thrown into the abyss, and Havia is interpreted to be the abyss or the depth, the bottom being immeasurably low in an unfathomable depth. Verse 10. As man in this life cannot rightly imagine the like of what the Karya, mentioned in the verse 1 above, will be, he cannot correctly visualize the likeness of the abyss called Havia, which will be the abode of the wicked. Verse 11. The simplest note of description of the abyss, Havia, is that it is a blazing fire, and the rest of it to be experienced and known when it is given to the wicked on the day of judgment. 1. Loosened. Refer to 70. 9. 2. Refer to 57. 25. 55. 8. 42. 17. 77. 20-21. 3. It may also mean tending towards the abyss. 4. See 77. 20-21. Shares. Surah at-Takathur, vying in exuberance. Revealed at Mecca. 8 verses in one section. Sections of Surah at-Takathur. 1. Exuberance engages men. At-Takathur, exuberance engages men. Exuberance engages man, diverting him from the real object of life. Man will know his folly when he will reach his grave. In the name of God, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Engageth one you your vying in exuberance. 102. 1. Until ye come to the graves. 102. 2. Nay, soon shall ye know your folly. 102. 3. Nay, nay, soon shall ye know your folly. 102. 4. Nay, would that ye knew it with the knowledge too, of certitude nature. 102. 5. That ye shall certainly see the hell. 102. 6. Then, ye shall certainly see it with the vision. 3 of certitude. 102. 7. Then shall ye be questioned on that day, about the bounties ye enjoined. 102. 8. Commentary. Verse 1. The occasion for the revelation of this surah has been reported to be that the people of Bani Abd al-Manaf, Bani Qusay and Ibn Sam ibn Omar, got busy in a mutual contest of pritting over each other, the strength, their number, and the matter went to the extent of counting even the dead among them, to the sides, and once when one of the parties fell short of one to win over the others, a grave was opened and the dead lying therein was counted. This surah was revealed. Refers to the total indulgence into the material acquisitions in this world which, not only generates the moral and the spiritual aspect of the individual but also takes away all the time more and more, it is leaving no time for seeking the higher objects of the real and the permanent value in the life hereafter, which is eternal, while every material acquisition has only an imaginary and timely value, in which one leaves behind when he or she passes away from this world. Besides, everything of the material wealth is liable to pass away from the acquirer to somebody else, but every spiritual and moral or intellectual acquisition is inseparable from the individual, and goes along with the acquirer when he passes away from the world to the next. In this chapter, reference is made to the different stages of human realization of the life of the hereafter, corresponding to the degree of one's disengagement from the attractions, towards accumulation of the material stuff, of which the first stage, common to all, is the visits to graveyards, which have been commended by Islam and prevented by some fanatics. AP. Verse 2. To the extent of the people counting the dead in the graves, or that man gets involved in vying with each other, and the people are lost in it, and for the best of acquisition engage themselves in piling wealth over wealth until they meet death, being fit for nothing but to be laid in the grave. Verse 3 and 4. The repetition in the same statement is to lay stress and to give to force it, that surely without fail will men know the real value of the wealth with which they vie with each other and spend their whole life in acquiring it, for it will be of no value or avail to them when they meet death and in the life hereafter. 4. The fate of those who pile wealth in this life. 4. Verse 5. Men will know the real value of their motives and deeds is certainty of their knowledge, when they pass from this life to the hereafter and on the day of final judgment. Certainty of knowledge has been described to have stages. 1. What one only hears about, ilm al-yaqeen, i.e. the mere information about what is said. To a certainty. 2. What one sees with one's eyes, the visual knowledge of that which exists, ain al-yaqeen, is said in verse 7 below in this surah, seeing the hell with the eyes. 3. The realization or the knowledge proper is the personal experience with the thing, is, haq. Al-yaqeen, i.e. the realization of the truth about the thing is said in 69:51. Verse 6. The deniers of the day of requital, shall themselves see hell. Verse 7. They will see it with their own eyes, and they will know about it as certainty and when they will be thrown in it, they will then know what it actually is, i.e. the realization of the truth about hell. Verse 8. Man will be questioned about the bounties of God which had been granted to him. Some commentators say that man will have to account for everything which he was given in this world. It is reported to have been told by the Holy Prophet that man will not be asked about 1. The garments he used to cover his shame. 2. The food he took in hunger. 3. What he spent in the way of the Lord. The 8th Holy Imam Ali ibn Musa ar-Rida told a man that, a man does not like burdening anyone with any obligation about what is gifted to him. How could God ask for everything he has himself granted out of his grace? But what God will ask man to account for, is about the belief in him and the belief in the truthfulness of the Holy Prophet and the Al-Bayt. Shafi'i reports in his Mark, Hayatul Hayawan, saying that Abu Hanifa said that once when he was in Mina for the pilgrimage, the barber who sat to give him a shave, wanted him first to turn the right side of his head, turn to the direction of the Holy Kaaba and say, Bismillah, i.e. in the name of God. Abu Hanifa said that he learnt the doctrines from the barber for the first time in his life. On being asked his identity, the barber said that he was the slave of the 6th Holy Imam Jafar ibn Muhammad as-Sadiq. Abu Hanifa wanted to know the residence of the Holy Imam but was not given admittance into his audience. When some Kufis got the admittance, he got in, joining the Kufis, and while talking to the Holy Imam, said, O son of the Holy Prophet. Every Holy Imam was known and addressed as the son of the Holy Prophet. Why dost thou not send someone on thy behalf to Kufa where a multitude of the people abuse the companions of the Holy Prophet? The Holy Imam replied, the people would not listen to me. Abu Hanifa in a wonder asked, what? To thee, the son of the Holy Prophet, the people would not listen. The Holy Imam said, one of them is thyself. I had not permitted thee, and yet thou hast entered the house. And I hear that thou dost decide matters based upon thine own gestures. Abu Hanifa accepted and said, yes, I do guess in matters of doubt and decide about them as I guess to be right. The Holy Imam replied, woe unto thee, O Numan. That was the name of Abu Hanifa. The first one to guess was Iblis, the Satan who, defying the Lord's command to pay obeisance to Adam, had said, thou didst create me with fire and Adam with clay, and did not carry out the Lord's command, saying. Verse 1. Asr, i.e., age, which is the continuity of time. The word, asr, meaning age or time, is used in a mystic use. Commentators say it is a reference to the age of the Holy Prophet, i.e. a period when the Lord's promised last reformer and final lawgiver was sent into the world and stayed preaching the truth and taught men the correct ways and means by which man